Hello and welcome to episode 41 of Wrong End of the Stick podcast with me, Zach Eaton and Jonathan Nimmo.
Hello.
It is a dreary, but it's an optimistic Friday. We've had a busy month. Well, I think so.
Oh, good.
We've had a busy week.
Busy week, busy month.
Busy week, busy month, and it's coming to the end, moving into February, and I'm looking forward to what you've planned for us today.
Well, what I mainly planned is is my new little soundboard app.
Oh yeah, we've got soundboard apps.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome to February.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, there we are. I'm going to have lots of these for
the up and coming
podcast.
podcast.
I tried to find ones that fit our cricketing styles.
Yeah.
So my cricketing style would be.
Which I think everyone should know that.
Yeah, I think that just sums up my batting.
Totally, it does.
Yeah,
encapsulate that completely.
I couldn't quite find one that I thought was right for you though. Maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was either that or the drum joke one. Yeah, that's pretty much my batting.
I thought when we bat together, I thought this was quite good.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of running involved.
There is a lot of running.
Certainly on my part, anyway. So, there we go. So
there you go.
So,
soundboard.
So I'm going to be busy playing with that as we go on today. So, apologies.
We're going to try it, see what you think, see if you like the sounds.
Exactly. So I've got quite a lot.
Nice.
Planned in the last 5 minutes, but it's all planned.
Beautiful.
So we're going to talk about England, South Africa's third test.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the series as a whole. What was good, what was bad. I put a little poll up last week on Twitter so we can actually talk about the result of the poll.
Nice.
I've got a little bit of minor news on our side of things. And I've got Seamingly Stumped for you. Seamingly Stumped is now back.
Seamingly Stumped.
Yep. And I know what you're going to say for it. I know what your guess is going to be, and you're wrong. So there you go.
Whoa! Hold on a second.
That's how confident I am.
Preempted my.
Yeah. So I'm preempting your.
Preempted my wrong answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I do like the Seamingly Stumped. Yeah. I like the how's that. I did like the how's that.
Yeah, how's that will be back. We're just going to
mix it up.
Interchange and stuff. So there we go.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and that's probably about it. And then there's quite an exciting ongoing thing that we'll probably pick up at the end because New Zealand, God bless them, they're in another Super Over. They're playing a series against India and they're into another Super Over, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But so we will get on with things, shall we?
Should we? Let's dive into the England South Africa series.
England South Africa. Wow. So the final test picks up slightly on what we were talking about last week about the follow-on. Because England did pretty damn well again. They won the toss and batted first again.
Yep.
And they got themselves into a position where they could enforce the follow-on again if they wanted to. This time they chose not to.
Okay.
Which kind of fits in quite nicely with our conversation because the reason they chose not to is all down to time. They had a lot of time left in this test. They sort of got to the stage where they were that far ahead and had bowled South Africa out relatively cheaply quite quickly.
Yep.
So they decided they've still got plenty of time. Let's come in and bat again. Let's make it a really big score, and that's what they did. So they started out first innings, and I'm just going to pull it all up here. So first innings for England, we've got 400. They bowled South Africa out for 183, and then England came back into bat and got another 248, setting South Africa a crazy big total. And South Africa, they batted relatively well. Got 274, but they were never really likely to get that. So again, no massive scores for the England boys. Zach Crowley got 66 in the first innings, 44 for Sibley, 27 for Denley. Root got 59, so nice half century for Root again. But nobody going on getting a big score, which is a little bit of a concern. But South Africa, there was just collapses all over the place. They were, De Kock did well, but other than that, there's just, and that's kind of what we'll come on to in a little bit. Mark Wood bowled really well though, 5 wickets for 46 runs, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then second innings, England came out and were sort of pretty positive, playing nicely. Root again got another half century before he got out. Stokes got a very quick 28, and Curran got 35 as well, so nice to see him getting some runs. Also very quick as well. And Mark Wood just came out and fired a very quick 18 as well. So a lot of, so it was almost one-day innings there because they were just wanting to get the score up. They knew there was no real pressure on them. And South Africa stuck around a lot more in the second innings. Van der Dussen got 98. He was just too short of a century before he got out. But then it sort of faded away, and Broad and Wood sort of took over and took the wickets, and that is a 3-1 series win.
It is. So your prediction?
My prediction for every single match, I predicted England would lose the first match and win the next three, which is exactly what happened. Oh, this is going to get old quick, isn't it?
No, I can do this.
Thank you very much. So there we are. So I won our little predictions game because you said 2-1. You thought it was going to be a draw in there sometimes, and there was a bit of rain around, so it did threaten at times. But yeah.
Damn. Well, there you go. I'm going to have to make you a t-shirt.
Yeah, you did promise me a t-shirt, so you're going to design and make me a t-shirt, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, there we go. So overall, well, the poll I put out on Twitter was, on balance, was this series result down to the fact that England were good or that South Africa were bad? And what's your opinion of that? Because I mean, I haven't watched all that much of this series, but yeah. So sorry, go on.
I reckon. Well, my opinion would be that South Africa are bad.
That's my opinion too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that is my opinion too. I don't think that we can, as England fans, look at this series and say, oh well, this is a good England team. This is an England team that are going to go and like dominate and get towards the top of that Test Championship. I don't see that at all. No. I see that this is a South Africa team that are, to be honest, in a bit of crisis,
and they have been for a fair.
And a little while now, and you know, it's.
I think there's some great players coming through on the England squad, and it's nice to see some new blood and some energy in the Test team.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and I think Joe Root's new to captaincy. There's been some coach, newish. Sorry, yeah, but there's been some changes, being made with the coaching and everything else, and not to make excuses for them, but there is there is a transitional stage I feel that I think they need to get over for this season of cricket. That I hope, when some more series are kind of coming up, then we can say, yeah, they are back where they should be. They are in that top three out there. They're up with Australia and India, and a force to be reckoned with. But at the moment, I'd have to agree, it's not because they didn't get through this, because they were, Yeah,
I think there's still a lot of reason to have worries about the England side. I have to say, and this isn't something I've worried about for England for a little while, but Jofra Archer didn't play that much. He played one match and took 6 wickets, which is fine, but he didn't play after that. England didn't look great on the bowling front. I think there's still a few issues on the bowling front, but overall, I quite like the variety of the England's attack. Curran, I think, brings something different with that left arm. Then you've got Stokes, Wood, Broad, Rabada, Anderson when he's fit, great. The lack of a spinner is a real problem, because we played John Best, we played we got Jack Leach, although he went home sick obviously, but Joe Root played a bit of spin, but England, when they looked really good, had Graham Swan, who was like one of the best spinners in the world, and could always take wickets, and he was always a threat. And England just don't have that at the moment, and I think that's a big issue for us.
Do you think? I don't know. I mean, are spinners becoming kind of? Who are the prominent spinners in the world currently?
Well, you're looking at sort of your Indias and your South Africas mainly, your Indias and your Sri Lankas mainly, because that's where pitchers spin a lot more. Yeah. And I think England are likely to go to England to Sri Lanka later this year, and we're gonna have to probably play 3 spinners in games, and we don't really have one world class spinner. So to try and find 3 is going to be a real problem for us. So it's going to be an interesting one. But
so you reckon? I think you said to me earlier this week that they're going to go over there, and you reckon they're going to get hammered by Sri Lanka.
I think they'll lose to Sri Lanka.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think
they'll win a test in Sri Lanka.
I think the styles of play where the conditions are so different, I think it might just jar Sri Lanka enough to maybe pull England through.
And I think that the problem I see for us is that I think it's going to be a series like this was for South Africa. I don't think we're going to go and be beaten by a really good Sri Lanka team. I think we're going to go and be exposed in our weaknesses.
We're going to go and be exposed.
We're going to go and be exposed in Sri Lanka, which nobody wants.
No.
And I think that's going to be the problem for us. So that's what I see coming. But I'm generally a pessimistic one. It was strange for me to predict a 3-1 win for England, but I'm glad I was right. But yeah, I do see England.
No, I think they got this.
Struggling.
I think they got this. I don't know. Sri Lanka's test game, I mean, it's not the strongest out there.
That's true.
By quite a margin. And I think,
true.
Although we're not in the best form, I don't think we're at quite that level yet. Even if we are going out there with their conditions and lack of a spinner, I think we might have it in us to take them. It might be tight.
Yeah.
Is it another four match test?
Good question. Not sure.
Is this for the championship as well?
This will count towards the championship as well. Yeah, it will. I shall just have a look up if you want to, keep vamping a little.
Well, I don't have a lot to vamp about. I've already jumped and am thinking about the Seamingly Stumped that you think I'm going to get wrong. Yeah, I mean,
it's two tests in Sri Lanka. There you go.
Oh.
2 tests. So I think we're going to lose 2-0.
What?
Yep.
No.
No, I'm wrong.
Just no.
Just no. There we go. Well, okay, thanks.
Why is there only 2? So hold on.
Well,
what if they draw? What if one wins one and one wins the other?
Then it's a drawn series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Test Championship, you just get points for every game, so it doesn't really matter on the series as a whole. So.
Well, look, I'm sorry. Like a lot of people say, I don't get cricket, and the games go too long, and sometimes there's not a winner. Right? And I with my now kind of newfound, not recently, but knowledge of cricket, know the reasons for that. You can't have a 2-test series.
Well,
it needs to be best out of something.
You would think, wouldn't you? But yeah.
This is an outrage.
You just want more cricket. That's the thing.
I want more cricket, but I want there to be what if? No, can't. No, there needs to be a chance. If they draw on the third one, then you can be like, well, they were evenly matched. But you can't have 2 matches.
Yeah, well, they can and have and are. So there you go.
I reckon it will be 1-1. It will be 1-1.
You reckon 1-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there was a third one, I would have said 2-1 to England, but obviously
you'd be very wrong at that point. So.
It's going to be. It will be a draw. They'll draw the series. It'll be 1-1. Yeah, I reckon Sri Lanka will. I reckon it will be a similar theme. So Sri Lanka will win the first one, and England, with their backs against the wall, will come back, and it will either be really, really close or they'll scrape through.
Well, if you look at August, Sri Lanka at home played 2 tests against New Zealand.
Yeah.
We recently played a series against New Zealand.
Yeah.
Where England got spanked.
Yeah.
New Zealand won 1 and lost 1.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka. So England can't beat New Zealand. New Zealand drew the series against Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're still better than New Zealand.
Ooh, controversial.
No, it's not. Who won the World Cup?
Well, yes, in one day.
I'm joking. But yeah, no. Well, I think the coach would have been a little bit settled by then, and Root would have got some rest, and Archer would have been all healed up. Do we know? We don't know what the squad is. We don't know if Anderson's fit or going to go over there, do we?
No, not sure on Anderson. Rory Burns is definitely out after his injury earlier in the series.
Yeah.
I do have some news on that, which brings me very, very nicely and onto the next bit. So it's only rumours at the moment. It's not definitive by any means, but it looks as though Joe Denley's going to be dropped.
You're joking. No.
Which actually I'm going to put the claritying on, but I actually disagree with, in a sense.
You disagree with it?
Well, the thing is, it sounds like they're going to drop him to bring Johnny Bairstow back at bad 3. And that's the bit I disagree with. When Rory Burns is back fit, the fact that Sibley has played really well, I think you could have Crawley. I still think has potential. I think you could have Burns, Sibley, Crawley, Root as your top 4 in a long term moving forward.
Okay.
The fact that Burns is going to be out means I think Denley should continue. I'm not a big fan of Denley, as some people might be aware out there, if you've ever listened to any podcast we've ever recorded.
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's not done great. He averaged 30 this series, but he's done okay. And I don't think Johnny Bairstow's done anything to recommend himself to come back into the squad at this point. So I don't see why are we calling up Johnny Bairstow again when he's done nothing, and Denley hasn't done a lot. He's not done anything great, but he's not done a huge amount wrong either. So I wouldn't drop him for this series. I'd have kept him for the Sri Lanka series, dropped him after that when Burns is back fit.
Yeah.
Personally. So I do actually disagree with dropping Denley. There you go. Rare moment of support for
that
you,
is
John.
That is very rare.
But
I think well founded, because I would agree. I don't think Bairstow's performance.
Why is Johnny Bairstow coming back? I don't understand that. I think he's a great one-day player, but I just don't think he's a test player.
Just swap him for Butler. They're both as bad as each other at the moment.
Well, yeah. The other thing is, it looks like Ben Fawkes is going to be recalled, which is great news. I think a lot of people have been calling that for a long time. So hopefully that will be good. I hope he comes in and has a good series. He was last time England were in Sri Lanka, he was player of the series. So
do you think? So who will be wearing the gloves?
Fawkes will. And Bairstow will just be there as batsman.
Okay.
You won't be there as
you never know. That might. So they say actually those. They say it with captains and they say it with wicketkeepers, is that when you are a batsman, the whole batsman wicketkeeper kind of role.
Yeah.
You do tend to drop your batting form when you are wearing the gloves. So it might be that having Fawkes, who's a world class wickie, and then having Bairstow just batting, we might see maybe a kind of resurgence of form and maybe some of that old counter Bairstow back. But we'll see.
So that's it's all rumour at the moment. Nothing's confirmed, but that seems to be what they're heading towards. So it'll be an interesting one. But yeah, there we are. So that's the news for the England going to Sri Lanka next. I was going to say next month. It's March. Next month it'll be next month as of tomorrow.
As of tomorrow, yeah.
So that's fine. So there we are.
There you go.
The other thing that was quite interesting that came out of this series is quite how many of the players got fined for various things. So we already talked last week about the Rabada Butler thing, or the week before I think it was, wasn't it? But there were another 3, or possibly more, I may have miscounted, players getting fined for various things. So Stuart Broad got fined for obscenities and foul language and stuff.
Doesn't surprise me.
So he was fined and a demerit point. Ben Stokes had a bit of an altercation with a fan on his way back.
Say whoever else has kind of been fined, because I've got something to say about that incident
Okay.
after that.
And Vernon Philander, in his last ever Test match, was swearing at Josh Butler, so that little rivalry didn't end. So he was fined, and another demerit point for him as well. So alongside Rabada and Butler from earlier, there's a lot of it's been a relatively feisty series, really. So sorry, go on.
So that's good. I
What's
love
your
the
stuff about
feistiness. Ben Stokes, right? So if a fan is hurling abuse at a player who's just been dismissed, and you respond as a sport, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He didn't hit him. He didn't physically engage. He verbally engaged from something that was kind of provoked. I think that the fact that we're thrown fines and demerit points over there, they're athletes, they're professionals, and there is going to be a bit of heated exchanges. So stop being so soft. Stop being so firm on them.
Interesting.
Do you disagree?
I mean, I think you've got to do something, and a small fine and a demerit point is perfectly adequate. It's not, I don't think you can just let them abuse fans.
Oh, abuse fans?
I mean, it was pretty strong language.
I didn't hear the ins and outs of it. I saw some.
Well, there was an F word and a C word in there.
Yeah,
it was pretty strong language. And I don't quite know what the fan had said to him, but I believe it was something along the lines of something about Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
which is just vaguely amusing, but not particularly. It's not exactly like he's not like threatened his mother or anything. It's just
Yeah, but there's. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world, but then he's not being punished massively either. It's a tiny fine for him, and that's it. And a bit of I see it as a bit of a slap on the wrist, which is exactly what he needs.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything more than that.
Yeah.
If he was like getting banned for tests for this, then I'd probably be with you.
Yeah.
But it's basically a bit of a slap on the wrist, and don't do that again.
Yeah, I think my issue is comparing it to. I mean, you can compare it to a lot of different sports, and the kind of etiquette is different all round. But so, fair enough. But I think we just need to. Let's not all go guns blazing and sensationalise, people's response that might be heated and emotional when they're in a very competitive and heated environment like that. I think we should apply some.
Yeah,
But
I think they have, and I think that I think the punishment they've had is just a bit of a stop it. Yeah,
stop it. Just ignore them.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is kind of it. So that's the England South Africa series. So I did stick a poll up on Twitter, and the results of that were that the reason for England winning. The reason for the series result of England being good was 36%. The fact that it was South Africa not being very good was 63%, which I think fits with what we thought as well. So there you go. So that's the result of this week's poll. Yeah. So there we are. As I say, I've got one small bit of news for us. I've got a Seamingly Stumped, and then we probably just need to talk about the game that's literally just finished.
Okay.
What would you like to do first?
You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know, but you're not going to do that one. So which one do you want? Our news or the last bit of the world's news?
Let's do the last. No, I'll tell you what. No, okay. Let's do the last bit of world news.
Last bit of world news.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a one-day series with India in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it came down to sort of the last over. This is the last game of the series, I think. And
super over New Zealand.
Yeah, it's another super over issue for New Zealand. New Zealand got to the last over and they lost 4 wickets in the last over, which led to them having to do the super over. And it's like, oh my god. They went into the super over and they got 13 runs, I think. 13 runs they got. And India came out and got that with a ball to spare. Lost a wicket, but so it's another it's another super over devastation for New Zealand, and it's like, oh dear,
they've got the super over curse.
They do seem to have that, don't they? And it seems to be a sort of a running trend. So there's somebody's actually doing this now. So they lost a super over to India in Hamilton on January 29th, so literally just a few days ago. Obviously they had November against England when they lost a super over, and obviously in July the World Cup. So that's, and then today, so that's four super overs that they've. No, it's not gone well. It's like England with penalty shootouts, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what it's going to be now. It's going to be the new curse for New Zealand is the super over.
Yeah, it is. So there we go.
You wouldn't want to be on the bottom order for New Zealand's batting lineup at the end of the innings, would you?
No. So right, there we are. So that's the last bit of world news. That's everything that's going on. Well, there's more going on, but we just can't cover everything. So we do our best to pick and choose. So the small bit of news for us. I was wandering around the campus here yesterday at lunchtime.
Yep.
And I happened to wander past the cricket pitch.
Yep.
And the good news for us is that they are relaying the nets. So they've taken up. So where we have like, it's on concrete, which is not ideal. They put like the AstroTurf over concrete.
Yeah.
But that AstroTurf was just in a horrendous state last year, to the point where there was just like a massive like lifting of it right in the middle. So like right where you want to stand, you sort of basically stood on a massive bubble of air.
Literally, yeah.
It was just horrendous. I mean, if the ball hit that, you just had no idea what was happening. So
yeah.
So they're relaying it, which looked good. It does mean that we can't get back out there just yet, but
which we would.
We would, yeah.
If the weather was there, we'd already be out there. But I mean, it was and it only happened kind of during last year's series where it kind of started to rise up at the beginning, and then it was just awful. So exciting, new nets.
News. So that's going to be fun. So that was only tiny news for us. And then we've got...
It's a big deal for us.
Well, it is a big deal for us because it's where we spend as much time as we possibly can.
Literally.
In... I was going to say summer months, but actually just any month when we have enough light, basically.
Light and dryness, and we're there.
So do you want your Seamingly Stumped?
I do want my Seamingly Stumped.
Right. And this is why I am confident that I know what you're going to guess. And
he's already got his soundboard up, by the way, everybody. While he was saying for the Seamingly Stumped, he was unlocking his phone, getting the soundboard ready for me to fail.
Well, no, it's not that. I was getting this ready. So, your Seamingly Stumped today
is... Love that.
A helicopter shot.
Oh, a helicopter shot?
Yes, so I want to know what a helicopter shot is, and I have a feeling I know what you're going to guess what a helicopter shot is. But there we are. So what is a helicopter shot?
A helicopter shot... Isn't it when... So, okay. It's when... usually when like a short ball pitches up, and it's like chest, shoulder height around the batsman, and the batsman pulls it and does a weird like kind of... and moves his body over to leg side as well, and it's kind of like a swing, like a sword sort of thing.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to say. It is not.
Okay.
It is. I mean, you're not far away from being right, to be fair.
Okay.
I'll give you half a. But it's not actually. It's not actually right.
I love it. This should be. This should stay.
Yeah,
this should stay.
I'll keep this. So it's against a full Yorking delivery, a full ball or a Yorker, and it's where it is flicked away to the leg side. And you're right in terms of the reason it's called a helicopter shot is because of that sort of final flourish. So it's like an overhead flourish that happens, but it's against a full delivery. It's not where it's pitching up and you're like twist. So it's and then it's sort of the flick of the hands. But I have got a video which I'm going to show you. Ooh. It was sort of made famous by MS Dhoni, India's one-time captain. So I'm going to play this for you, and I'm just going to nudge it back a little bit, and you can have a look at it, and we'll get your live reaction.
Wow!
So you see, he sort of like comes with a little flick over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick a video of this on Twitter,
and he did it for six as well.
Oh yeah, it goes a long way. And that was against Jimmy Anderson, looking super young at this point. So that's quite an old one, but Yeah,
Okay.
so that's it. So it's sort of that final flourish, which...
It looks quite awkward, actually, when he did it there.
It looks like... Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. That's what a helicopter shot is.
That's the shot that I'm going to learn to do this year.
Which means you're going to miss a lot of Yorkers who get pulled.
This is the shot I'm going to learn this year.
Yeah,
that's one of my goals.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick this video up on Twitter, and then the first time we get out into onto the pitch, I'm going to film your
my attempt
to try and mimic this.
Yeah,
and we'll see how you get on.
I reckon I've got this.
Yeah, good. Well, Zach's helicopter shot is going to be famous all over YouTube, I'm sure.
It's going to be a lot of broken toes before the season.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, there we are. That's Seemingly Stumped. You were Seemingly Stumped.
I was stumped again, twice, in 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Got to make them easier. I'm out of practice.
You are, yeah. Well, we haven't had them for a little while, so there we go. Right, I think that's us.
That's us.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah. If you would like to get in touch with us about, how much you hit the soundboard, that's fine. But,
no, you can't.
We'll imagine that's a conspiracy theory. So. Sorry.
You love it. You love it.
I do love it. I've got so many of these things. It's just ridiculous. So this is just a very small selection of them. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, we'll be back with more of these next time. I've got some that I think you're going to really enjoy as well. There's a lot of video game themed ones on there as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I might do a little quiz for you at some point, see if you can guess what they are.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, so the soundboard is here to stay for a little while. But yeah, if you hit it, tell us and.
We're not going to change.
We're not going to change. We'll be sorry for it.
Yeah.
But you can get in touch with us on Twitter at Wrong End Podcast. We're also on Instagram at Wrong End Podcast. We're also on YouTube, but I've no idea what you do to find us on YouTube.
Are we on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube. Yeah. There's videos of you.
It's just a video of me. I was about to say it's just going to be me fails.
Yeah, and we also put the episodes up on there as well.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
yeah. Not video of us being doing it, but
yeah, have a look.
The audio's on there. So just search Wrong End of the Stick or something on there. You'll probably find us. We're on there somewhere. And you can also email us at wrongendofthestick@hotmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week. Until then, keep on cricketing.
Keep on cricketing. It's coming.
Thanks everybody.
Cheers. Bye.